Hello and welcome back to part 5 of our NC500 trip. Quick reminder that if you have missed any of the parts, there'll be links in the description so you can catch up. We left you in part 4 at Inverewe Gardens campsite and we'll pick up the trail from there. Morning!
Morning!
Welcome to Bleach Na Ba day.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, hopefully. So we're up nice and early. I think it's just gone 8. And we're going to head to Victoria Falls, quick walk with the dogs to the falls, and then we're on to Applecross and the Bleach Na Ba Pass. We're hoping we can get there early enough that it won't be too busy, but we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, we will catch up with you at Victoria Falls. We've made our way around to Applecross. We've just stopped and had some breakfast there. Bacon, what was it, NC5 roll, which was basically a bacon roll but 5 rashers of bacon in it.
Yeah.
And
nice.
a cup of coffee. And then as that was closing, another one opened next door that did like cakes and like proper coffee. The other one only did like instant coffee. So then we've got coffee and we've got some cake to have, or a brownie and a blondie to have when we get up to the sort of viewing point that's up there. Lou went into the Applecross Inn and bought beers.
Obviously. So I've got 2 Applecross pale ales and then Applecross Bleach Na Ba lager.
Nice.
So looking forward to trying them. This is like a flipping beer tour of Scotland.
Yeah, we do drink things other than beer, like coffee and Coke and stuff. Yeah, so we're going to, this is going to be the real challenging bit of the driving, I think. But I don't think it's that long from this point, but I don't know because I've never driven it. But yeah, let's crack on and see how bad it is.
Tackle the Bleach Na Ba.
We've made it to the top of Applecross Pass, I think the next bit is the Bleach Na Ba, I think.
Yeah.
Visibility is horrendous. It's probably like 50 metres or something. So their views from the top are just awful. You can't see anything. And to be honest, it's making driving a little bit tricky because
you can't see
if there's anything coming, so you can't see, oh, do I need to wait in a passing place or whatever. But yeah, I think the next bit is the real sort of spoken about switchbacks, which you often get an amazing view from. That's not going to be us because the weather is awful. But yeah, let's press on. I think we've got about 6 miles or so to go before we're back onto like an A road. But yeah, to be honest, you can sort of tell if the weather was nice, as in there wasn't, you could see, the views from up here would be incredible, I think. So a little bit disappointed by that, but yeah, let's carry on. So as you can see, visibility was quite poor when we did the Bleach Na Ba Pass. It is a fairly steady route. It is tight, I have to say. I'm not sure I'd have wanted to do it in a vehicle much bigger than our campervan, but I know lots of people do that. Just have to take your time, be patient with it from what we found. Like here, this switchback, we had to wait for 3 vehicles there. Made it a little bit more challenging for us by the fact that we couldn't see
oncoming traffic. But I think you've just got to, like I say, be patient, pull into a passing place when you can, try and be mindful of what's coming, because you definitely wouldn't be able to pass someone if you were on an area that didn't have the passing places. We did pass a few people who were crazy enough to be biking up this path, up this road, which was, I think, pretty mental. But yeah, we found it okay, to be fair. But as I say, and I think I referenced this a few times, that actually it wasn't that busy for us. Obviously it's an overcast day, possibly a little bit out of season. We didn't meet that many people, and those that we didn't seem to be particularly pushy. Were happy to wait for us, and obviously we did our bit of waiting for them where needed. But yeah, I would say I was apprehensive about this Bleach Na Ba pass, and just how tight and twisty it would be, whether we would get into some difficulties with other vehicles coming and stuff. But actually it turned out fine, and yeah, a few bits where we've had to wait, but other than that it was quite fine. So worry over nothing on this occasion.
Right, well, I think we're heading towards Inverewe at the moment, which would be completing a round of the NC500. However, we are planning to divert off the traditional NC500 route for a couple of days and do some exploring on Skye. So we have booked a campsite just off Skye, so it's just down from the bridge, which we're going to stay tonight, and then we're going to head on to Skye tomorrow. We're going to stay on Skye, I think up near Portree.
Portree, yeah.
And then we're going to come back to the same campsite, which again just off Skye. Stay there again, and then we're going to come back and complete the NC500 in 2 days' time, basically. So yeah, we've basically got a bit of Skye to look forward to. So yeah, I think we're about maybe a mile and a half away from turning off the traditional NC500 route, and then off to this campsite. Right, well, as you know, we took a detour off the sort of standard NC500 route towards Skye. We're not on Skye, but we've arrived at the, well, I think it's pronounced Reraig Campsite.
That's how I pronounce it, but I don't know if
yeah,
that's
it's a
right.
bit of a weird one, but yeah, we actually turned up probably about 1:30, and it turned out that you couldn't actually check in until 3 o'clock, which was a little unusual. I don't think we've stayed on one where you could check in so as late as that.
No, it's quite late. But we forgot to check, didn't we?
Yeah, to be
Normally
fair,
we've been checking to make sure what it said.
Absolutely our own fault because we didn't check. But yeah, so we thought, right, well, literally just down the road is. Go for it, Lou.
I don't know how to say it. Eilean Donan, the castle, basically.
The castle that's down the road, basically. So we got some footage of that, which I'm sure you'll have just seen. Yeah, really cool. We didn't actually go over to the castle, did we? Because we didn't think we would get a lot out of that, really.
I doubt you could have took the dogs over there. I don't know, but I don't know how much it cost, actually.
No, to be fair. So we had a good look around it. Obviously, you got some shots from the outside, and then we sat there and had lunch.
Yeah.
Had something to eat there. Just made a cob. And then, then we came here for about 3 o'clock. We've checked in. Lovely, quiet campsite, isn't it?
Yeah.
Toilet box, really nice, actually. Almost a bit quirky, would you say?
Yeah, I bet it's a bit quirky. Like the colours and stuff.
It smells really nice in there. Probably the nicest smelling toilet box I've been. They've obviously got some air freshener or something in there.
That keeps going up in there.
But yeah, and then this afternoon we've just chilled, really. I'm pretty whacked from concentrating so hard on the drive. Today, I think tomorrow, what's the plan tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're on to Skye.
Yeah, we're on to Skye, aren't we? I think from what I've read, the weather's supposed to be quite nice tomorrow. So I think we're going to try and get up to the Old Man of Storr, which is just further on than the campsite that we're staying at. We're staying at Portree Campsite. So yeah, that's tomorrow. To finish off this evening, we are having a chicken stir fry. We're going to do on the Caddock.
We're going to cook a stir fry on the Caddock.
Yeah, and then just chill really this evening.
Maybe have a couple of beers.
Yeah, what beers have we got to try? You bought some beers in Applecross, didn't you?
Yeah.
So maybe we'll try one of those with the stir fry. Cool.
Sounds like a plan.
Morning.
Morning.
Right, well, we're up early. We've had some nice lawn steak sandwiches for breakfast, which were extremely delicious.
Yeah, I've never had lawn before. It's nice.
Yeah, it's good. I think it.
In case you don't know, that's that square sausage that you get here.
Yeah, it looks
It's
like
really nice.
It's a mixture of beef and pork, I think, on the back of the packet. Yeah, now we are off. We're on to Skye now, actually. We've crossed the bridge, we're on to Skye. And we are off to the Old Man of Storr car park to walk up to the Old Man of Storr and get some, hopefully some great views of that. Weather at the moment is a little bit cloudy with sporadic rain, so we're hoping the weather will improve quite a bit. There is quite a bit of sunshine, so we're hopeful that it'll be a really nice day and obviously a really nice walk. We'll catch up with you when we get on the trail. Well, we've just been up the Old Man of Storr. Quite a tough walk, I would say.
Yeah.
Incredible
views
though. Oh yeah, I'm so glad we went up there. But yeah, tough walk and got a right sweater. Well, I got a right sweater.
Yeah, I did as well.
Yeah, really glad we went up there. Got some nice footage, bit of drone footage, which I'm sure you've seen. Yeah.
What an incredible place.
Yeah, just amazing. So glad we went up there. We've made it back to the van. We're going to head to a falls, which is about 10 minutes further up, and then we're going to swing round and we're going to try and get round to the Isle of Skye Brewing Company and get some beers from there. I think that might be quite nice. There might be somewhere we can get something to eat there as well, which would be good. We thought while we're here, we should just give you some FYIs about the place. So the car park at the Storr car park, Old Man of Storr car park, is no campervans, motorhomes, nothing in the car park. There's a 2-metre height barrier which we actually got under, but a car park attendant came along and said you can't park it here. No campervans or anything in there, which I thought was a bit harsh really. He says it's to stop people sleeping in there. It's like, and I thought to myself, I get that, that's fine, but we literally going to go for the walk and come back. But I guess it's one rule for everybody, it's got to be like that. There is on the road parking, there's like lay-bys along the road, but these were busy when we got here. We did manage to get parked, so we were okay. But I think on a really busy day, you might struggle to get parked, which is a bit of a shame. Especially the thing that annoyed me most was, as a campervan or a motorhome, you can't park in the car park. Cars can. Loads of space in the car park. But there's loads of cars in the places where only the campervans can park. So I felt that was a bit disappointing. Like I felt almost like they should put down here campervan and motorhome parking only, or something along them lines.
So all the cars then go in the car park, and all the ones that can't go in the car park can park in
basically
in the lay-by. You still have to pay no matter what.
Yeah. And then the other thing to say about the path is quite steep leading up there. It starts off as a gradient, so it's like a flat gradient going up, and then about halfway up it changes into like stepped path. Quite challenging. We both got a good sweat on.
Yeah.
There were people of all abilities going up there, absolutely. Older, younger, bigger, smaller.
A lot of people having to stop and have a minute,
yeah. So don't let that put you off. Because the reward for getting to the top is incredible.
Yeah.
So
well worth it.
Just some bits of information for you there. Right, on to the falls.
Is there a better sound than that?
don't know whether you can quite see that, but in the distance you can see the Old Man of Storr from the campsite, which is really cool. Let's speak.
There you go. Say we can have a high five. Good boy.
Flip's sake,
It's not the
bombed
water
the
over.
water over.
Typical.
We've had a lovely afternoon. So we left the waterfall where we happened upon a pipe player, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And then we left there and headed towards the brewery. Now, we ended up going around completely the top of the island because that was where the A road went. I didn't really fancy going off onto one of the tiny little roads that could have cut across the island. Actually, it probably would have been probably the same because I thought because it was an A road it would be a nice quick route round, but it turned out to be a tiny little road with passing places. But it was a beautiful countryside, wasn't it, when we went around? So that was really cool. We got to the brewery. We sat there for a few minutes. We went in, both had a look at the beers. Loads of beers in there. Lovely display of beers. Just a lovely shop in there. I thought it was lovely.
Yeah, they've got it nice.
We bought a few beers for folks like family and that. We thought they might enjoy some beers. We got a beer. We actually just opened a beer. What are you drinking, Luke?
I've got this one. It's called Skye Young Pretender.
Really like the branding on these. Really nice. Do you like that?
This is a golden one, isn't it? This one. It's nice. Yeah.
And then I've got a Braven, which again is really nice. This is a deep golden craft ale. It's very nice indeed. So yeah, I think that's us for the evening. Just to note as well, we did have the Applecross beers yesterday, didn't we? I don't think we said what we thought of them.
No, we didn't.
We both had the golden, didn't we?
Yeah.
The golden one. I really liked it. You weren't keen, weren't you?
Keen on it,
so I ended up
no.
drinking both of those. But yeah, I was keen. I think they were nice.
Well, you ended up finishing mine. You didn't.
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't drink them both.
I
Probably half of
persevered.
it. Yeah, you probably had half of it, I would think.
I persevered, but it wasn't my favourite, that one.
But yeah, obviously following the afternoon and that, we've ended up at Portree Campsite, which is just outside Portree. Probably, actually, it might be in Portree. No, maybe it's just outside.
Yeah.
The houses sort of stop and then you get to this place, but it's probably only half a mile out of the centre of Portree.
Yeah.
Lovely little campsite. We're on a hard standing pitch. If there's a top field, if you walk up to the top field here, I don't know whether you're supposed to go in the top field, but there is a gate into it. You can actually see the Old Man of Storr, which is really impressive from the side. And actually, you get a really cool view across like the landscape, like looking that way, which I'll put some B-roll on the screen. So yeah, that's us for the evening. I think we're going to retire, probably watch some YouTube. Yes, probably going to do that, maybe do a bit of a crossword and then retire for the evening. So we will catch up with you tomorrow, where the plan is to go to the fairy pools, isn't it?
Yes.
So we will see you at the fairy pools. I think we'll leave part 5 here. In the next episode, I think what will be the final episode of this series, we'll be finishing off the NC500, including the fairy pools, and we may even slip in there Glenfinnan Viaduct. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, drop it a like, and if you're new here and you've enjoyed the content we're putting out, subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you soon.